All right, so I got the new Viper HD scopes from Vortex, and there are some things that I want to share with you. When I went up there to see them before they were released to the public, I assumed they're going to give us their best versions, so that we're going to have very few problems. Well, up there we had no problems. Everything moved correctly, reference to the turrets. The subtensions in their dead hold, ballistic reticle, good all the way out to any distances that we shot. So when I got mine here, what I wanted to do was first thing, get it on a good rifle, good ammunition, and I wanted to get a solid 0 and then shoot a scope test. So with the scope test, that's this target here, what you do is, and this is where we talk about, you know, how do you shoot a group? Well, you don't shoot a group. A group happens by doing the same thing over and over again. Well, I'm not great at shooting precision rifle, but I'm pretty good. So this is my aiming point in the center. Then I dial up 2 MOA. It's an MOA optic, so I dialed up 2 MOA, and that's what this target is set out. It's a 4-inch square. Then I dial to my right 2 MOA, down 2 MOA, down 2 more, back and over and all the way around. And I keep firing while holding on that center dot. Ultimately, my bullets are supposed to impact, you know, within that 2 MOA range. Well, for me, holding, you know, anything less than 1 MOA is a challenge. So I shot the drill. We finished the drill by firing one last in the center. That center target will show to me that my 0 hasn't changed. Nothing's changed since I did all those movements with the target. Get rid of that. So the first time I shot the drill, I did not do well. I don't know what my problem was, but everything was off. My first shot went in, and then from there, everything shifted. And you can see on this target that when I went up, I had a problem there, but then I came back to some pretty true holds. And if you measured in between these dots, I bet we're about 2 inches on center, which would be 2 MOA, 2 minutes at 100 yards. I wasn't satisfied with that, so I shot it again. I actually shot it a little bit better, but what you can see is as my gun started heating up, I still screwed up my first shot, but then when my gun heated up somewhere around shot number 5, I started getting Mirage, and it's weird how that lift was almost exactly the same all the way through the end. So when you see a target through Mirage, what it does is it floats the target up. So we end up shooting at a target that's not really there, it's higher. But overall, really impressed with the way the turrets move. With that said, re-zeroing the turrets was super easy. All you do is pull up on the spring-loaded cap and you just run it back to 0. And unlike a lot of scopes that I've used, the 0 actually ends up at the little tick mark that's carved into the scope body itself. So that's really cool. Another thing I like is that in the Vortex Razor, some of those optics, they have that really fine red dot that's illuminated in the center. This has the same thing. So this is their 2.5 to 10. I put it on this gun because this is a gun I use for hunting. This is a great optic for when deer are very close in thick brush. It's only 2 power. If I have to reach out to 500, 600 yards, 700, 800 yards, I absolutely can, but I don't intend to. With the dead hold reticle in here, they call it their dead hold BDC. The next thing I want to test is their subtensions, because they tell you what the subtensions are based on your caliber. Now they don't tell you what they are all the way out based on your ballistic coefficient or the speed of your bullet. But I'm in the Class A section with a 6.5 here, and basically it says the first hash mark is 1.5 MOA. The next one at 300 yards, 4.5. The third, 7.5. And at 500 yards, it's 11 MOA. So what I did was I put a target down there with 1 aiming point. I'm gonna shoot at that aiming point with each of these subtensions to see if I can print somewhere near that. So I've got a solid 0 on the optic. I'm gonna shoot my first shot at the bottom dot. Then I'm going to bring it up to that first hash mark and then the next, and I'm going to go all the way through number 5. We're going to see where they print. It's a second focal plane scope, which means that the subtensions are correct at 10 power. And honestly, at 10 power, that's a great magnification for me for doing a lot of things. Anything else is close enough that I'm able to just kind of hold and adjust myself. I've got a camera down there on the target, so hopefully we'll be able to catch this in real time. I'm going to go for that center dot right at the bottom. Right through the dot. My zero's good. Coming up to my first subtension. Little off to the side, but I'm right at 1.5. My target is not perfectly straight, but I'm tracking right up the target. I'm just going to keep holding what I'm holding. If I had a level, I would put it on that target. Could be me. That one was right on the line. Wow. Tracked right up the target. So the last thing I want to talk about is, what does HD mean? HD, high definition. Well, I asked them when I was there. Super impressed with everybody at Vortex. They were nice. Their machine shops are fantastic. I don't know how they make quality like this and sell it for the price they do. But HD simply means it's high definition glass, and to you that means there are less inclusions in it, less variances as you look through that optic. So HD just simply means it's better glass that's in the optic. So if you're looking for something that's within a certain price range, and for me, I mean, this is a $2,500 gun with a $1,200 suppressor. I'm shooting $1 something or round bullets, and then I'm going to put a $600 scope on it. And honestly, I'm happy with it.
To see all of Gun Talk's content, go to guntalk.com, guntalktv.com, or sign up for the Gun Talk newsletter.